So market is really hot. When the sellers get multiple offers, what do they look at? My name is Hyunsu Later with Coldwell Banker Realty. Today I'd like to talk to you a little bit about what are the sellers really looking at when they get multiple offers. It's not just the price. It's not just you have no house to sell. There are many factors. They are going to first look at the lender approval letter. Is it from a local lender who is reputable, or is it a national bank that you cannot get a hold of? Or is it a cash proof of funds because you're one of those lucky buyers who can buy the house with the cash? And when there's a mortgage, what kind of loan you're getting, conventional, FHA, or VA? And when there is a loan, what's the percentage of cash and the mortgage amount? So all those are very important factors. And the other thing is the closing date. A lot of times, because the sellers already know when they want to move, they will tell the buyer's agent. The listing agent will tell the buyer's agent when the sellers want to close. The closing date is very important. I have seen many buyers actually offering the seller to stay a few more days after the closing so that they can move out comfortably as well. And after the closing date, what are the other important things? Contingencies. One of the things very different right now, 2021 in June, is that a lot of buyers are actually waiving the inspection contingencies, not doing an inspection. Instead, sometimes they'll get a warranty to get all the appliances covered. Sometimes they will purely knowing, okay, you know what? After I move in, I might have to replace the appliances. But by not having the inspection contingencies, sometimes they can get the house. Just because of that, they might save $10,000 for it. So then they put that in the consideration when they're making an offer. Do I recommend that? That's another story. We'll talk about that later. The other contingency is, again, selling a house. I have to sell the house to buy the next house. That is a very tough one in this market. Depend on the home, but I have not seen any of the offers coming in like that for my listing personally. So that is that. And two other things that are happening quite often these days is called a escalation clause. The buyers want the house, but they don't want to necessarily give $20,000, $30,000 more than they need to. So what they do is they will make an offer and then have an escalation clause up to a certain amount. Let's say they want to buy a house for $400,000, but they do not want to lose the house over a few thousands. So then they put an escalation up to, let's say, $420,000, and they're going to match the price and give another $1,000 or $2,000 or $5,000, or whatever they are comfortable with. That's called an escalation clause. That you want to talk to your agent about that first, because some of the sellers do not want to see that. The other thing is an appraisal gap clause. So if the house does not appraise, it used to be the buyers and sellers will renegotiate the price and either comes to the middle or lower the price, however it does. Now, in this market 2021, a lot of buyers are saying, if it does not appraise, I'll bring in more cash or reconstruct the loan to make it work. So that's the new things we see. And we also see a lot of love letters from buyers, and sadly, sometimes, the sellers get 25 offers and they may not be able to read all the letters. So, we have to do everything we can in our power to make it work. One other thing that is very important to sellers and me as a listing agent when I'm listing, when I listed a home, we had 21 offers. I could tell who is a part-time agent or who is a newer agent just looking at the purchase agreement. They're missing the paperwork. They're missing the check marks in the purchase agreement. That tells you what kind of work, what kind of transaction we are going to have. So those are very important factors, and you do not want to miss any of those. If you have any question, let me know. Hyunsu Later, a name that is hard to say but easy to trust. Coldwell Banker Realty.